I'm so excited. I've been creating this special edition of my book and I don't want to keep it a secret anymore. Okay, let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to week 27 of Let's Make a Book Baby, where I am taking you all the way from the very beginning of writing my book until I publish it. Right now, I am in the finishing the book and starting to market it phase. So I'm planning the launch, and I decided this time that I didn't want to do it all by myself. I love doing pre-orders where I can give you extra goodies just for that time, like a limited edition run. And it made me think, like, you know what? Why am I not doing this on Kickstarter, where you can literally be part of the process and have your name in the book as part of the people who helped to fund and create it with me. Otherwise, it's pretty much a one-man show plus Kayla, my editor. And we love Kayla. Here's what I have been up to prepare for this Kickstarter idea, because yes, I'm moving forward with it. We are using that to launch this book. If you're seeing this video before the start of June, I'm going to tease the cover, the final cover, early. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so keep in mind, this piece of photo paper has the spine on it because I'm going to create a mock-up of the book when this happens. But here it is. Here is the illustration I did for the front cover. My lighting, you can see it's kind of pink, so that is impacting the color, so just bear with me with that. But here it is. I'm very excited. This is Marcus right here, and then this is Ari, who's getting a forehead kiss. Everyone who was watching me draw this on Twitch was like, oh my god, I love that Ari looks like, yes, this is my man. But that is, yes, I love him so much. I feel like his personality really came out through some of the illustrations I've started doing, so I'm super excited about it, and I've been dying to show you. That's why I'm just showing you early, but I'm going to do an official cover reveal online on June 1st. I would like to actually show you all that I've been working on for this special edition and the launch of the book itself, because I'm having to do so much artwork. I did some of it on my Twitch channel, so if you want to continue to watch me draw, I still have to do a bunch of the black and white interior illustrations like these ones that I do in my romance, fantasy, paranormal style types of books. So let me show you all that I've drawn, because it's a lot. Okay, so when I open all these files, just like keep in mind that my screen is going to make it appear way more colorful than it actually is, like too colorful, just because of how the camera is working when it's looking at the screen. But I wanted to show you me doing this so you can kind of get like my perspective and how I'm looking at it versus like when you just see it up on the screen. So here is the full spread of the cover. Again, I can already tell on my screen that I'm previewing filming with, this looks so orange compared and so blue compared to what it actually looks like. It's kind of like pastel-y, but yeah, so we have these two on the front, and I decided to make it a full wraparound illustration. So this is going to be the side. I added these kind of fuzzy, snowy looking clouds on the sides to make it easier to read the text. Then there's going to be the spine. All of this I can scoot over. So I can scoot these little wolves over that are going to be on the back, and they're so cute. This is Marcus, this is Ari. I might still work on them. I feel like they look a little dog-like right now, but I kind of think they're cute. Like, I kind of don't care. And there's a tiny moon right here. There's also some of these clouds I just added, but here's what the illustration looks like without any of that on it. And I'm gonna create an actual poster of this for anyone who just wants the artwork without any of these titles on it. Some of the things I had to do was I had to update my logo for Riverwolf Fantasy Press. This is one imprint under my business, which is River Kai Art, is my full business. So you can register your imprint with the only official place that has universal ISBNs, which are basically numbers that identify any printed goods, including books. So on the back with the barcode, it usually has the ISBN on it, and it's assigned to specifically this imprint, which you register through Bowker, which is the only place where you can get actual ISBNs. I'll take you through that when I assign the ISBNs for all these different editions, but for now, that's what that is about. And yeah, I'm very excited about this, but this was not the end. I had to do so much more. So basically, with all of my books, I always do a paperback version and a hardcover. So this is going to be the paperback version too. Like, it just won't have these flaps right here. When you take the dust jacket off of the hardcover, this is what it looks like when it's all folded out. So you can see that it has the front cover, the back, like where these wolves are going to be, and then these two pieces are for these flaps right here. And then the paperback doesn't need those flaps, so it's just going to have this section right here. But yes, beneath the dust jacket there has to be something. So I put some cute little wolf designs for Ari's parents' books, and on the inside I'll have another illustration. Oops, that's not the first title page. This is where that wolf design came from. So I put it on this cover. This is the second title page, where this was actually an alternate cover that I didn't end up using. It felt like too much like young adult for me, but I still really loved it. I love Aaliyah so much. Yeah, this is how I designed the interior of this book, but that means that I need to at least have the outer cover. So yes, this is usually where I like to put a quote and some type of graphic design. It doesn't need to be as complicated, or it can be just a full-blown separate cover if I want it to be, or even the same cover if I want it to be. But I don't know, I kind of like that it's a secret special black cover underneath, and each book in this series has like gold or like bluish silver or rose gold, so like each cover has this wolf design that's on the front title page in that color that is for this particular book. So we're doing something like that, but a little bit different this time, because yes, I want to do the special edition hardcover for this book as part of our fun Kickstarter. And I was like, okay, you know what? Why don't I just do a fun pattern? I don't know if I'll end up using it or not. Honestly, maybe I should just use this for the title page. But here's how it turned out. So it does not need the flaps for this, but I just use the same template for now, and I probably will have to shrink this, but here we are. I did this pattern with a symmetry ruler. It actually has the 5 trillion layers as classic river times, but I don't know if you can see this thin line right here. If I draw on that thin line somewhere, like right here, you can see that it mirrors everything on the other side. So that is how I did all of this. I sketched it up. I did a cleaned up version of it. There's little cute wolves that are smiling, because originally they had their eyes open, and Twitch chat thought that they looked too serious. I was like, okay, what if they're smiling like with their eyes? And it looked very cute. But I'm very happy with this. I just don't know if this quote is cute enough or not. Tell me what you think. It says, "I don't remember when I fell in love with you. I think it just became a normal comfort to me, like my own heartbeat." So that's the temporary one, at least for right now, so that I can create some different mock-ups. On the regular edition, I wanted it to have this faint rainbow glow to it, because on this special edition, all of the lighter portions, ignoring the blue, will be foiled with holographic foil, so like that iridescent rainbow silvery foil. That's what I was asking the manufacturer to use. They said they could do that. They actually showed me this giant PDF with like 50, actually it's probably like 200 options. I was like, oh my god. But I already had this in mind, that I was like, gay, rainbows, yay, holographic. So I picked my favorite one that I thought would look the best with the blue. And actually this blue itself I was kind of waffling on, but it's supposed to match the sky right here. So I picked this color and I put it on the full background so that when you're holding the book, it all matches, because it's from the same printer, whoever prints it. See, now that wasn't even the last of what I had to do for this, because on top of that, I want to have what's called end papers, these to be fully illustrated, because that's something I see a lot on Kickstarter. So like this piece of paper, if you look closely, it is gluing on the cover itself. So let's go back here for a second. I would extend like the bleed. This edge right here is gonna have to fold over the top. Like the paper itself folds over the top on this corner, all the corners, and then this cardstock, this cream cardstock, it glues it on even more. So this end paper is necessary for hardcovers, and it's way thicker than a regular piece of paper. Like within the regular book itself, it's like thinner. This is like a really thick piece of paper. So you can, if you have a special printer, do a fancy illustration on these sometimes. And same with the back. This is also the same thick piece of paper. I need to do the end papers for that. I also see every single time there's a special edition that everyone's doing the sprayed or printed edges. And you know what? When you were already going through the effort, why not? So I was like, what am I going to do for these sprayed edges? I already made all this fancy artwork on the front, and like if we see this on the front and like we're looking at the book with the jacket on, I want to make sure that matches, and it also matches with the jacket off. So like you will see the edge of the jacket around the corner just the same as you will see the edge of this. So I was like, all right, it's got to be using the same exact color palette. So on Twitch, I decided that we have to use our cute boys on the sprayed edges, except they will be printed edges. So the manufacturer will print this. I moved the moon to be right here. There's like this nice gradient in the background, and I don't know, I might move these guys around a little bit, but this would be like this when you're looking at the book, like this long edge right here. I've been looking at different examples of hardcovers with printed edges, and they're very cool. I was like, you know what, I really like the ones where the illustration kind of carries over from the top and the bottom, which by the way, this sprayed edge right here, it carries over from the side. Basically like this mountain, I made sure that it would line up with the edge of this mountain right here. See how it kind of goes like that? So I literally took the extension of this background that would be on the flap, this portion right here, and I just moved the trees so that it would fit better on the sprayed edge. That way it will look like it literally, as you turn the book with the dust jacket on, it's going to carry over. And so I was like, all right, let's repeat that. So I'll just extend the illustration on the bottom and the top so that when you're holding the book like this, you see this nice sprayed edge on the side. Move it up like this, the sky continues up right here. Or similarly, when you tilt it up like this, the snow continues right here. So this is the top. I used some of the clouds that are spread across this illustration that I already drew and was like, let's make them a super cute, like put them all on this top part. So yeah, that's what you will see from this angle. And then for the bottom, I put some snow, like I used the same, I don't know if you can tell from there with the camera changing the colors a bit, but it's kind of like a pinkish snow and a bluish snow mixed in together. But I put little paw prints in the snow so that will be on this bottom edge right here like this. So I'm super excited about that. Enough to where I was like, you know what? Why don't I just make a really cute mock-up of what this is going to look like? So here's what I did. I took basically the cover of the book. I took these pieces of this version of the cover. I'll just do it again so I can show you what I did. I pasted it in here. I made it smaller. And then I took the perspective and I'll just match it. I'll match this one. It went like that, and then I just moved it in so that it looked more accurately like in perspective basically. And I just made that the faked cover of the book, like just give us a mock-up of what it would look like. I made this little, like, I drew in this little edge right here that will be on the side of the book, and I also did the same type of transformation with the spine right here, but I just tilted it back in space. Same thing with back, but on this side I actually drew in this extra edge right here so that I could, instead of the spine, put the sprayed edge on this like fake page area. So created this mock-up which like has the artwork on it, and then like I was able to show like, yeah, this is how I'm imagining the sprayed edges to look when they are on the side of the book. Like just drew the two little lines to be on the side of the book and added a shadow on the edge. I think that it looks cute. I also like added a shadow as if they're standing up in space together, but anyway, I've been very excited about this, so I'm inputting this into Kickstarter. Let me show you what I did to research the Kickstarter itself. So this is my test. I might get your opinion on a few of these things. This is like just the name and the subtitle, which I think I'm going to change. I put it in the fiction category, publishing category. This is the project image draft I have saved in here so far. I'm also going to do a project video here on my channel, and I have to decide on the goal amount. So let's talk about that. I did a whole spreadsheet that has all of the costs that it takes for me to ship, print, and order these books, and also like a bunch of the add-ons that I wanted to have. So I tried to come up with some add-ons that were not going to be as expensive for me to order, but I just made Google Sheets like calculate this stuff for me, like add stuff up. So if I take some things out, it will change the total. My dad looked at this and was like, "You're not paying yourself." But I was like, okay, if I add that, it's going to like double the goal, and I don't know if Kickstarter backers are going to be daunted by such a high goal. So I'm struggling to figure that out. I don't know if I should just make it a stretch goal and have the base goal be like, here's what it'll look like to print the book. I don't know what to do. I'm still thinking that through. That's one big thing that I'd like to get your opinion on. It's like the difference between having like a goal of 7,500 versus like 16,000. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So yeah, there's that. It could be a stretch goal of being like, okay, this is actually paying me, like you guys would be paying me in advance basically, because that might be exciting in a way of like actually helping to fund the book itself that I created, rather than me just having to continue to sell it to just get that back over time. But I don't know. I'm undecided because I also researched some of my favorite examples of recent Kickstarters that were extremely successful. Some of them had less backers, some of them had way more, so that I gave myself a pretty even look. But through this research and numbers, like I just put like how much the tiers cost, how many of each tier was backed, and then that would tell like this base price. And then anything that was extra left over, I could say like, okay, either these are add-ons, donations, or the shipping charge. But a lot of times if I add up all these numbers and then divide it by like a decent shipping price, it still has a lot left over. So I was like, okay, a lot of this is add-ons. And that tells me that that campaign had a really successful merch selection. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do some of like similar things. For example, everything that did well had a tote bag. So I'm like, okay, I'll make a tote bag with this pretty background on it and these cute wolves, and I think people would like that. So it just was giving me inspiration, ideas, helping me make logical choices. I could see that the ebook, the special edition hardcover, and the special edition plus swag tiers were doing the best. They were the most popular, most backed, and also making the most money. So that's what I researched. All these projects were really, really interesting. If you see these big swaths, these are all the hardcover ones. This is like early bird hardcover, early bird hardcover, and then here's the rest of it. So it's this whole section. Plus, this was all the merch for this person. This person did a really successful merch campaign. So I was like, whoa. They were very good examples, and they all were very pretty, and they had the same pieces that I did. So yes, this has been a lot to think about, a lot to work on. I am very close still. I wrote the notes for the book, and I'm in the last 2 chapters of the book, so I'm very excited about that. It's all laid out for me. I'm still just working my way through it. I think originally I was like, okay, just have a little bit at the end, but I was like, I want to add a couple chapters, like let the 2 characters just fully have their sweet ending, like take their time with all the steps in the process and all the cuteness, and it's turning out really sweet. So I'm excited. I think that I'm going to be launching this Kickstarter campaign at the very start of July, but I'll be submitting it much earlier to Kickstarter for them to approve, so that it can have like a landing page where you can press like follow to hear when this campaign goes live, so that way you will be able to grab the early bird versions that are less expensive with like all the goodies in it. Because yes, I'm running out of time to show you, but I made a lot of very fun merch items that I'm hoping will be actually useful, and they're things that like I think you would already like art prints of the illustrations I've done, but like nice ones, or like the tote bag I mentioned, or some washi tape that has the cute like little landscape with the werewolves on it, and just stuff like that that I thought would be more fun and useful and not just like stuff. So I will show you how those look when I get the samples in. I think that I'm going to order them today as I'm filming this, and that they will hopefully arrive very soon so that I can show everyone what they actually look like. If you'd like to be the first to hear when the Kickstarter goes live, then I will link my Kickstarter profile down below. You can always just like follow me for now, and it will tell you when I launch a new campaign. I hope that you enjoyed this little look into this, and I hope that you're having a great day. I will talk to you very soon for the next video. I'm actually going to do, like, I got a little bit behind on publishing these videos because I've been definitely working too hard, but I'm going to post 2 this week. I already filmed the other one. So I will see you again on Saturday. Goodbye for now.